Welcome to the Deep Dive. Our mission, as always, is taking a stack of fascinating sources and really pulling out those key nuggets of knowledge for you, turning complex stuff into clear insights.
That's the goal.
And today, we're tackling something pretty profound. The ancient Chinese concepts of Jing, Qi, and Shen.
The three treasures.
Exactly. Jing, your sort of foundational essence. Qi, that vital life force. And Shen, your spirit or consciousness.
Yeah.
And understanding how these work together, well, our sources suggest it can be a powerful shortcut to self-knowledge, maybe even real well-being.
Absolutely. We're going to explore this through, traditional Chinese medicine, Taijiquan principles, and fascinatingly how these ancient ideas connect with modern physical science. We want to give you a full picture, but one that's easy to grasp. See how this old wisdom really lights up modern life.
Okay, let's dive in. And the starting point from our sources is, well, it's a bit surprising. You'd think Tai Chi training starts with standing meditation, maybe some Qi breathing stuff.
Right, that's the common idea.
But no, our material points to understanding how the eyes function first, which makes you think, what on earth do the eyes have to do with cultivating clear awareness?
It is striking, isn't it? From the Taoist and Taijiquan view, the eyes are literally the very first gate.
The first gate.
Yeah, the first way that awareness, Shén, connects with the world around us. It's a different emphasis than, say, some Buddhist traditions where the eyes aren't always the main focus for training the mind.
Interesting.
Here, they're really seen as a direct expression of the mind, a key point for bringing things together internally.
And this isn't just a new interpretation.
Oh, no, not at all. It goes way back. Classical texts like the Huangdi Jing, the bedrock of traditional Chinese medicine.
A yellow emperor's inner canon, yeah.
Exactly. In the Suan part, it flat out states, the essence and key of the 5 solid organs and 6 hollow organs all rise and pour into the eyes.
Wow, okay. Pours into the eye.
And the Ling Shu, another classic, says, the eyes are the emissary of the heart is the residence of Shén.
Emissary of the heart. So Shen resides in the heart, and the eyes express it.
Precisely. These ancient texts clearly frame the eyes as this concentrated spot of life force, the channel for Shén.
So how does that play out in, say, Taijiquan practice? You mentioned Yang style.
Yeah, our sources highlight traditional Yang style, especially the teachings of Master Wang Yangquan, a really respected lineage holder.
Right.
He explains Shén, this alert awareness, this lucid perception. It's like the commander.
The commander.
Right. It needs to be concentrated, needs to be relaxed, but crucially, it's expressed through the eyes.
So what kind of expression?
The ideal gaze is described as bright and spirited, imposing but not fierce, usually looking straight ahead, lined up with the leading hand.
Okay, imposing but not fierce.
But here's the key bit. It's not a fixed stare or intense focus, just a slight looking.
Just a slight looking.
Subtle.
Very subtle. And controlling the gaze like this, it's seen as one of the deepest states of inner work of cultivation.
It's interesting how subtle that is because you do see misunderstandings. Oh, definitely. Our sources point this out. Even students from direct lineages sometimes end up with these rigid stares or maybe drowsy eyes or even bulging eyes after practice.
Right, I've seen that.
And some branches, they mistakenly push this idea of projecting the mind, the yi, outward.
Believing it gets results.
Yeah, but the sources say it can actually be detrimental. Makes your internal force brittle, easy to counter, and ultimately just drains your internal resources.
So it backfires.
It can, yeah. There's just this great quote from Taoist master Yin Zhenren in the Xingming Guzing, a key text on inner alchemy.
Okay.
He says, thoughts must not arise. If they do, fire will flare. Yi, intention must not scatter. If it does, Shén becomes fatigued.
Fire will flare. So messing with the mind unnecessarily, trying too hard, it exhausts your Shen, stirs up this inner fire.
Exactly. There's a real warning there against training that leads to mental health issues, delusion, isolation. It should feel grounding, not agitating.
It should feel like equilibrium, not restlessness.
Precisely. Which brings us to this really fascinating link our sources make to modern science.
Oh yeah. How does anatomy fit in?
Well, think about the eyes physically. They're wrapped in these fascial layers, tendons capsule, orbital fascia.
Okay, connective tissue.
Right. And these layers are continuous. They connect directly to the fascia around the skull and then down into the deep muscles at the front of the neck.
Like the longus colli, those deep ones.
Exactly. And those muscles, they form the very top part of what anatomists call the deep front line, the DFL.
The DFL, I've heard of that. It runs deep through the core, right?
All the way. Through the neck, the chest cavity, the diaphragm, deep core muscles, right down to the pelvic floor. It's a major myofascial pathway.
Wow. So the idea is the eyes could be triggering things down this whole line.
That's the hypothesis, that the eyes might act as an initiating point of internal force transmission or proprioceptive response flowing down this deep pathway.
Proprioception, your sense of body position.
Right. And the DFL isn't just about posture. It connects to the diaphragm, the pericardium around the heart, so it links directly to breathing emotional states.
That's huge. And how does this modern view line up with, say, the meridian system in Chinese medicine? You mentioned the Ren meridian earlier.
It's an amazing parallel. The Ren meridian, Ren Mai, one of the 8 extraordinary vessels.
Runs up the front midline.
Exactly.
Okay.
Starts at the perineum, travels up the front, hitting key points like Guanyuan below the navel, that's about original qi,
Okay.
and Tan Song in the chest, related to the heart's qi. The Ren is called the sea of the yin channels. It governs the heart's yin energy and therefore Shén.
So if the Ren meridian is deficient,
You can get symptoms like palpitations, anxiety, depression, maybe that feeling of Shén being scattered or dissociated.
so wait. The Ren meridian, this energy pathway up the front, and the deep front line, this physical fascial pathway, they both map this central vertical axis connecting eyes, heart, consciousness.
That's the convergence. Different systems, different language energy versus physical structure, but pointing to the same core reality in the body.
I mean, training Shen through the eyes isn't just visualization or imagination.
Not at all. It's physically rooted. It has a real impact on your whole system through how you use your eyes, however subtle.
So, practically speaking, how can someone use this?
Well, the sources say you can use observation, especially observing the eyes your own, perhaps even others, as a kind of cross-verification for the state of Shén.
How does that work?
It's actually quite simple, something anyone can notice. Whenever Shén is radiant, the world seems bright and clear.
Okay, like a clarity.
Whenever Shén is dull, the world becomes hazy and obscured. It's an internal state reflected outward, and also in how you perceive inward. You can notice this yourself, develop it yourself. No external validation needed.
That's empowering. Okay, so we've got Shen in the eyes. Now, how does Shen fit with Yi, intention, and Qi, the life force?
Right, the bigger picture.
This connects to that common Taiji saying, use intention, not strength, which you mentioned gets misunderstood.
Very often. People over-focus on Yi, on intention, in isolation.
Projecting the mind outward or getting lost in thought.
Exactly. Or just pure imagination, which the sources warn can cause long-term harm, not benefit.
So let's clarify the terms. What are the classical definitions? Shen first.
From the Huangdi Neijing, Shén is simply that which enables perception.
Enables perception. Broader than just sight.
Much broader. It's conscious awareness itself, the fundamental knowing faculty linked to all senses, the mind. But it's layered. It's that immediate alert awareness, but also deeper down the core faculty of knowing. And in alchemy, it's even seen as housing the soul.
Okay, multifaceted. And Yi, intention.
The Jing, the Book of Changes, talks about the sage using Yi to examine Zi, which is will, observing its movements.
So Yi is the faculty to think, direct thoughts, guide the will, intentionality.
You got it. And Qi, often mistaken for just breath.
But it's more.
In this context, it's Yuan Qi, original Qi, fundamental life force. Cultivating it isn't about adding something, it's about removing blockages so it flows naturally.
How do you do that?
The key principle, often missed, is central equilibrium, calmness, and ease. Zhang, Zhang, Anshu. Find that state.
And then?
Then you experience the classic saying, where the intention Yi reaches, the Qi also arrives. It follows the calm, centered intention.
Okay, so they need to work together. How does Taiji integrate them?
Those Yang-style manuals, like Master Wang Yongquan's, are clear. Negong, internal work, is the fusion of Shen, Yu, and Qi.
Fusion, not separate parts.
Totally integrated. When Shen arrives, Yi arrives, and Qi arrives. They move together. And the practice of the forms, that's their movement, happening through emptiness.
Emptiness, mean.
The sources describe it as a non-dual overlay of presence.
Yeah.
Pure, undivided awareness. Not empty space, but presence without division.
That's deep. So focusing only on Yi, on intention, this is the point.
It can become just imagination, yeah. Self-created mental stuff. Wu Yuxiang, another major Taiji master, had this really challenging paradox in his writings.
What did he say?
Throughout the body, Yi should reside in Jing-Qi-Shen,
complete awareness, not in Qi. If Yi resides in Qi, it will become stagnant.
Wait, Yi shouldn't be in Qi. That sounds counterintuitive to where intention goes, Qi goes.
It does, and he adds, one who has Qi has no strength. One without Qi is purely firm.
So someone full of force Qi is weak, but someone seemingly without it but aligned is strong.
Exactly. True strength comes from this integrated alignment, this Jing-Shen, not from trying to push Qi around with just your Yi. Yi needs to be rooted in the deeper awareness, the Shen.
Okay, let's try to summarize this. Shen is the knower. Like the sun, just radiant awareness.
Good analogy. Illuminating everything without getting stuck on one thing.
And Yi is the direction, like using a magnifying glass to focus that sunlight.
Yeah, directing the knowing.
And Qi is the result, the manifestation, where the focused light actually makes heat or ignites something.
That works. They're not separate things, but three modes of operation of a single phenomenon, interdependent.
All for one and one for all.
You can say that. Which brings us to the practical challenge. How do you train this effectively? And that involves the full Jing-Qi-Shen picture.
Right, the three treasures together. You mentioned the heart and kidneys earlier.
Yeah, in traditional Chinese medicine, the heart is fire, yang. The kidneys are water, yin.
And the Huangdini Jing talks about their harmony.
Beautifully. Heart fire descends to warm kidney water. Kidney water ascends to nourish heart fire. This constant balance cycle is key to well-being. Yin-yang balance in action.
It's not just about the physical organs, though, is it?
No, it's deeply metaphysical too. The Yi Jing uses hexagrams to show this. Already accomplished, that's water over fire. Success, balance achieved.
Okay.
But not yet accomplished is fire over water. Things are out of whack, incomplete.
So the insight is, fire needs to be under the water for things to work.
Exactly. For transformation, for things to cook properly, metaphorically speaking, fire needs to be in its correct place underneath, supporting warming the water, balancing the active fiery parts with the deep foundational watery parts.
And how do Shen and Jing fit into this fire-water picture?
The heart, the fire organ, is the root of life and the transformation of Shen.
Shen transforms in the heart fire.
And the kidneys, the water organ, are the dwelling place of Jing. Jing is that essential energy, it stores willpower. Shen houses the soul.
So if this fire and water are out of balance,
That's where TCM sees the roots of many mental and emotional issues. Palpitations, insomnia, anxiety, fatigue, depression. They call these disorders of Shen and Jing. Heart fire flaring up, kidney water being deficient.
and this connects to modern science too.
Amazingly well. Shen in the heart fire maps pretty closely onto the sympathetic nervous system, our fight or flight stress response.
Okay, the accelerator.
Right. And Jing, stored in the kidneys water, aligns well with the parasympathetic nervous system rest and digest and the HPA axis, which regulates long-term stress and hormones.
The brakes in the deeper regulation.
Exactly. So, excess sympathetic activity, too much fight or flight, and weakened parasympathetic tone, not enough rest and digest.
That perfectly mirrors excess fire and deficient water in TCM.
It really does. Both systems are saying the same thing. This psychophysical balance, this harmony between active and restorative states is absolutely vital.
So for someone practicing, how do they cultivate this balance?
Taoist inner alchemy gives a sequence. First, refine Jing into Qi, build your foundation. Then, refine Qi into Shen, let the energy support awareness. Finally, refine Shen to return to emptiness, to that pure presence.
So you don't start by trying to cultivate Shen directly.
The sources strongly caution against that. Trying to work directly on Shen without a solid base of Jing and Qi, it's like building a house without a foundation.
Unstable, potentially dangerous.
Yeah, it can lead to those mental and physical disturbances, delusions, emotional volatility we talked about. You need the grounding first.
There was that interesting note about calligraphy too.
Oh, right. When they write Jing, Qi, Shen, vertically, top to bottom,
Jing water is above Shen fire.
subtly hinting at that ideal arrangement. Fire under water. It's like the wisdom is baked right into the culture.
So Qi isn't just a middle step. It's the result of Jing and Shen coming together harmoniously.
That's a key point. The Sheng Ming Guin says, if Shen does not move, Jing will not transform. If Jing does not transform, Qi will not arise.
So Shen needs to be involved but calmly for Jing to transform, and then Qi arises.
Exactly. Qi emerges from the dynamic unity of Shen and Jing. That's the life-giving Qi. The whole point in Taoism isn't some mystical state, but living in accordance with nature, being healthy, body and mind.
Which leads to that beautiful thought from the sources. If Shen is tranquil, if Jing is abundant, if Qi flows freely,
Heaven is here now.
It's not somewhere else. It's attainable in this present moment through this balance.
In every breath, potentially, for the sincere practitioner.
Okay, so we've generated this balanced, life-giving key through the Jing-Qi-Shen alchemy. How does the body actually use it, distribute it?
Our sources use this great analogy of the body as a steam locomotive.
Okay, I like that.
Heart key, driven by Shén, is the fire. Kidney key, storing Jing, is the water. They interact, produce qi, like steam.
Now we're full stuff. Steam needs pipes, pathways.
Exactly. Dense steam needs distribution. So does qi in the body. Which brings us to the concept of Sanjiao.
Sanjiao, 3 burners.
Sometimes translated that way, yeah. Sanjiao. In classical medicine, it's understood initially as sort of formless spaces or cavities.
Not organs, but spaces.
Right. Spaces that generate, exchange, and distribute internal energy and fluids. The Hongdi Neijing has this poetic description. Upper Sanjiao is like mist.
Above the diaphragm.
Yeah. Middle Sanjiao is like fermentation.
The digestive area.
Lower Sanjiao is like a water channel.
Elimination and fluid balance down low.
Exactly. Sanjiao is crucial for regulating fluids, and it's called the envoy of Yuan Qi. It distributes that fundamental life force everywhere.
Okay, formless spaces distributing energy. How does that connect to modern anatomy?
This is where it gets really interesting. The classical texts associated Sanjiao with deep internal membranes, they called them moyun, and also layers between skin and muscle called kuli.
Membranes and layers, sounds like.
Fascia, contemporary research is making exactly that link. Moyunan is being connected to fascia, that whole connective tissue web.
The same web we talked about with the deep front line?
The very same. Fascia transmits mechanical force, fluid flows. Researchers like Majid Arvijon are suggesting that the way fascia wraps around organs and traverses body cavities might actually be the physical correlate of the Sanjiao spaces.
So Sanjiao isn't totally formless, it's the function of the fascial network.
That's the idea. These fascial spaces act as formless but functionally real pathways for fluids, bioelectrical signals, maybe even Yuan Qi itself.
Wow. So let's look at the functions side by side. Sanjiao distributes qi and fluids, especially vertically.
Right.
And fascia transmits tension, supports structure through tensegrity, and allows fluid movement throughout the entire body.
See the overlap. Both Sanjiao and fascia are described as these central integrating systems that link everything, coordinate functions, distribute vital substances, whether you call it qi or interstitial fluid and biosignals.
Incredible. It's like ancient intuition and modern science finding common ground.
It really is a profound harmony. 2 different viewpoints describing this central, formless, yet indispensable system for internal communication. It's like
2 instruments playing the same note.
exactly. Different timbre, same note. It invites us to see life through multiple lenses, all interwoven, not just body or mind, body or energy, but all of it together.
So bringing this all together, we've gone from the eyes as the gate of Shén
Right.
to the integration of Shén, Yi and Qi,
The fusion,
through that fire and water alchemy of Jing and Shen.
balancing heart and kidney.
And finally, to how the body distributes the resulting energy via Sanjiao, which maps so closely to fascia.
It's quite a journey through these concepts.
And the core message about cultivation that comes through all this.
It's powerful. It's not about shutting your eyes tight to find some inner vision or rejecting the outside world.
Not escapism.
No. True cultivation, the sources say, is about knowing both within and without. And crucially, knowing without clinging.
Knowing without grasping.
Yeah. That leads to a stillness that breathes, an emptiness that is not hollow, and a clarity unbound by explanation. You don't need to explain it, you just embody it.
And how does one get there?
It seems to happen when the practitioner softens the craving to attain or to be someone,
Letting go of ambition in the practice.
kind of, releasing that striving. Then, Shen naturally becomes radiant, Yi becomes clear, Qi feels light. It's described as a return to home, not a march toward conquest.
Just settling into yourself.
Exactly. Like Zhuangzi said, in stillness there is no contrivance. In movement, one flows with the way of heaven.
Simple, clear living. Looking at the world with untroubled eyes.
That's the essence of it.
And the sources say, when you truly reach that state, whether the eyes are open or closed, Shen shines with clarity, and that clarity is alive.
Beautifully put. It connects back to that Taijiquan classic line. Qi should stir and swell, Shen should return inward.
Shen returning inward. How does that happen?
When the eyes stop scattering focus outward, when the ears learn to listen within, Shen naturally comes back inside, nourishes the interior.
It reunites with Jing. down the kidneys.
That's the idea. Shen returns to its root, reunites with Jing, and then Qi arises from that inner harmony, not from forced intention or imagination.
And that flowing Qi, supported by the Sanjiao fascia system.
It dissolves blockages, clears toxins, naturally leading to better health, mental clarity. It all works together.
There's a final, really potent realization in the sources about the body and mind, isn't there?
Yes, a crucial one. The body can be refined through practice, but if the heart is unrefined, such practice hastens decline.
Wow. So just physical practice isn't enough. If the mind, the heart, isn't right, it can actually be harmful.
But the flip side is also true. A mind that is clear and upright can sustain the body even as it ages.
The state of mind is primary. And clear and upright or good here doesn't mean morally perfect.
No, not necessarily saintly. It means being awake, bright-spirited, and inwardly joyful.
That sounds natural.
It's presented as the natural result of releasing those poisons of body and mind, of, no longer carrying the past or rushing the future.
Just being present.
Being able to rest in the truth of this moment without resistance. That's the clarity, the uprightness.
Which leads to that final challenging thought for us to consider.
Yeah, it really makes you pause. Shen cannot be handed down from teacher to student.
You can't inherit it or receive it?
No, it can only arise when one stops chasing, stops grasping, and dares to see without looking.
Seeing without looking, back to that subtle gaze, that inner awareness.
Perhaps. It points to something beyond technique, something that unfolds when we truly let go.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Jing, Qi, and Shen. We hope it gives you plenty to explore in your own life.